Hey guys, Mario here. Doctor by day, Magic the Gathering by night. Today we're opening up a collector booster box. I got this from the local game store. They had to deliver it to my house. Just drove it over because of the coronavirus pandemic, and everybody's doing their part to make sure that to flatten the curve and to prevent the spread of this virus. So it's very important that we take it seriously, which we have been. So hopefully sooner rather than later we can get back to normal life. Sporting events, I don't know how long that's going to take for those to come back. Basically any kind of event where there's going to be large gatherings could be risky. So it might be months until we're able to have those. But for the most part, we know that the virus does attack not only the lungs but the heart, and most people will survive the infection. It's just if you have comorbidities, which is like basically heart disease, diabetes, and actually obesity, being overweight. Can be very dangerous. So, all right, well, let's get into opening some of these packs. This is first pack here. You get 12 packs in the collector set. They're all foils. It's a Kraken token. Fully grown. Rugged Highlands. So a lot of these commons. This is a good cycling card. Startling Development, because it has only one to cycle if you're gonna make a cycling deck. Same here, except this is 2 to cycle, so it's not that great, but it's good for White Weenie. Sprite Dragon, I've seen this a lot on MTG Arena. A lot of people like this in your Storm decks. Yeah, so we're already getting into the uncommons. Lead the Stampede, Foil Swamp. This is a commander card, Fireflux Squad. Haste, whenever it attacks, you may exile another target attacking creature you control. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped and attacking, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. I guess this would be good if you have like some weak creatures out there and you're going to keep attacking. So it's like a... Yeah, it's a Commander 20, I guess. That's the little symbol for that. A Whirlwind of Thought. So this is an extended art. It's a rare enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, draw a card. So really good card for blue. Deneth Magistrate. He's a rare white, 1 colorless. Your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. So this is good for commander. And it's a foil. Nice. Auspic Starix. So this is our this is actually a good card. Has mutate, but that's the comic book art. Dreamtail Heron, very common mutate card. Oh yeah, oh, a Triome, extended art, alternate art. So love that. And Godzilla, oh, and another Triome. And this one is foil. That's a really good pack. Jeez. So these lands, I mean, the best thing about these lands is they're tri-lands, but you see back down there where it says forest, island, mountain, it counts as all 3 of those. So those are really important for certain cards and certain decks, which like check lands and other cards that check for certain lands. It does come into battlefield tap, but if you draw it late, you can cycle. But, oh wow, that's a Tetria Triome in foil, or Ketria Triome. Green, blue, red. I forget the name of those 3 colors. Black, green. Oh, wow, that's really good. Oh, and this Godzilla card, yes. It's a dinosaur turtle. Cycle, Trample, Haste, 2 red, 5 colorless. Whenever you cycle Yadaro, or I should say 5, 2 red. I shouldn't call that colorless. That's now just 5. There's actually a colorless symbol now. Trample, Haste, 8/8, Cycling, red, white, or red, 1 red. When you cycle Yadaro, Wandering Monster, shuffle it into your library from your graveyard. If you cycle the card named Yadaro, Wandering Monster 4 more times this game, put it into the battlefield from your graveyard instead. And it's Trample, Haste. So the 4th time you cycle this card, so if you have 4 in your deck, 4th time you cycle it, you have an 8/8 Trample, Haste. And the card's real name is Yadaro, Wandering Monster, but Godzilla, Doom, Inevitable. So that's why I like these collector boosters, that they have these Godzilla cards. I grew up watching Godzilla, so really happy to buy this collector booster. These are our commons: Heightened Reflexes, Bloodfell Caves. So these lands, so the difference, this is why these are common. Bloodfell Caves enters the battlefield tapped. It's just land, doesn't have any of the other subtypes. And when it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life and tap add black or red. So it's a tap. It slows you down because it comes in tapped. You do gain a life, but it is black and red are good colors though for that, because you can gain life with it. And there's a lot of black cards. If you gain life, you do something. Deadweight is actually a pretty good card. -2/-2 for 1. Firefinder, Vigilance, enters the battlefield. You may search your library for a basic land card. Reveal it, put it into your hand. So 3, Bone Lurker, Boneyard Lurker. So this is our uncommon. Mutate to, so you can either cast it from your hand for a 4/4 or mutate it onto something else. Whenever this creature mutates, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. So any permanent you can return. So, actually, this is pretty good for a removal deck. So you return a removal card. Momentum Rumbler. Whenever it attacks, if it doesn't have first strike, put a first strike counter on it. So now this set has counters. Whenever it attacks, if it has first strike, it gains double strike until end of turn. So I actually like that card. It's Foil Forest. Lava Brink Floodgates. So this is actually, if you look at the symbol, it's a commander card, so it's not for standard. It's an artifact, red 3. Tap, add 2 red. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player may put a Doom counter on Lava Brink Floodgates or remove a Doom counter from it. Then, if it has 3 or more Doom counters on it, sacrifice it. When you do, it deals 6 damage to each creature. I don't know. I guess, you know what, this might actually be good if one person has a lot of like counters, like if you're playing commander with 4 people and one person seems to be developing this huge board. The other players can add counters on it, and you can add counters on it, and then if it has 3 or more, you can sacrifice it and deal 6 damage. I don't know how often it would go off. So, so this is our extended art card. It's Skycat Cavern, or Skycat Sovereign. Blue whites, 1/1 flying, gets +1/+1 for each other creature you control with flying. They're not counters, but it's really good. And then you can create flying creatures. So this is really good for a flying deck. Like that card. It's extended art. And this is our rare foil, Song of Creation. So this is a really weird card right now. Nobody really knows. Well, there's some decks out there, but you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. So you either have to have a really fast deck or with low cast, or some other kind of trick combo with that. Parcel Beast is our weird comic book. Regal Leosaur, 1 red, 1 white, 2/2. Sorry, 1 red, 1 white. Mutate. Whenever this creature mutates, other creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. So, All right, so this is actually a rare, Cub Warden. I kind of like this card. It's a 3 and a white for a 3/5. Mutate for 2 white and 2 and 2 white. Lifelink. Whenever this creature mutates, create a 2/1/1 white cat creature tokens with lifelinks. So it's a cat, really good cat for lifelink, and I really like that. Oh yeah. So this card actually, I think actually it's getting to be pretty common. I think every box opening I've seen it, but this got Space Godzilla Death Corona. So the name Death Corona, because of the coronavirus, they stopped production of this card. It'll be called Space Godzilla Void Beckoner or something like that instead, because the Void Beckoner is the actual name of it. And so some people are speculating it's going to be a collector's item. eBay, some people are selling it. We're selling it for like $1,000 and $300. Now I think you can find them for like $30. But it's uncommon. It's not even rare, but it's extended art. So it's not a great card. It's cycling black, 2 colorless, death touch. Put a death touch counter when you cycle it. 2 black, 6, and it's an 8/8. Migratory Greathorn. This is a great mutate creature because it lets you ramp. It's 3/4, mutate for 3, 4 to cast, but it's a mutate for 3. So, and that's our Godzilla card. So each pack has a Godzilla card, which is a creature from the Godzilla mythos. There's our commons. I'm not going to explain these because it's going to take too long, but this is a flash card. There's Demir, which is black and blue. Flash is actually a type of deck that's pretty competitive, so this is a really good card because it lets you cast flash spells for 1 colorless less and can't be countered, so I like that card. Crapacopian. Oh, Ruinous Ultimatum. So I like any card that lets you destroy permanents that your opponents control. And this one destroys all permanents, all non-land permanents your opponents control. And if you're playing Commander, it basically wipes out all of your opponents. 2 white, 2 black, or 3 white, 2 black, and 2 red. A casting cost is pretty high. Really hard to play in standard, almost impossible to play in draft. So it really has its uses. It's really limited in its uses. Mythos of Valdrock deals 4 to cast, deals 5 damage dividing when you choose them, and any number of targets creatures and their planeswalkers. If white and black was spent to cast, until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block, and their activated abilities can't be activated. So if you're playing 3 colors and you do that, and you do 1 damage to everything, and all the stuff you did 1 damage to, they can't attack or block or use their abilities, including planeswalkers. That's the Heron again, the Leosaur again. Oh yeah, and we got a Triome. So ultimately, I'd like to get as many Triomes out of this as possible. So that's our extended art Triome number 3. So and that's the Raugan Triome. So Triomes are new to this set. And then our Godzilla card is Primeval Champion, 11/11 Trample, Cycling, Uncommon, Titanoth Rex. And that's the classical Godzilla art, or not art, but whatever. And you got, if you can see that, there's little airplanes trying to attack them. So it's 11/11. So far we have 3 different Godzillas: Godzilla, Space Godzilla, and Godzilla Doom Inevitable. And that one's a foil, which is pretty sweet. And then this Trumpeting Gnar is our foil. I don't think I've ever seen a foil. Well, this is the first time I've seen a foil comic book art. Trumpeting Gnar, 3 to cast, really high mutate cost. So this is the creature you want to put all the other mutates onto, and create a 3/3 green beast creature token. It's 3/3 whenever you mutate it. So that's one of those you want to get out early and not later. Cat, a cute cat token. Aegis Turtle, Sabertooth, Tiger, Boar, Zenith Flare. So anybody who's been playing Arena knows that this is a really dangerous card, and you never want to see it played against you, because in a cycling deck it deals X damage to you. It does X damage to the opponent. You gain X life. X is the number of cycled cards, and it's only 4 to cast. So that's a good card. Grim Dancer. I like this card. 2 black, white, 1 and 2 black. 3/3. Get 2 different counters on it from Menace, Death Touch, and Lifelink. It's also a good creature to mutate onto because of the counters. Got a Mountain. Yannick Scavenging Sentinel is our commander card. Green, white, 2. Partner with Nikara Lair Scavenger. Vigilance. When Yannick Scavenging Sentinel enters the battlefield, exile another creature you control until Yannick leaves the battlefield. When you do, distribute X/1/1 counters among number of target creatures, where X is the exile creature's power. All right. Oh, Lutri the Spell Chaser, extended art. This card has already been banned. It's got companion. Each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name. Flash. When Lutri the Spell Chaser enters the battlefield, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copy. Yeah. So I guess that's good for Commander. Genesis Ultimatum. So this is a foil Genesis Ultimatum. Look at the top 5 cards in your library. Put any number of permanent cards from among them onto your battlefield and the rest into your hand. Exile Genesis Ultimatum. So high casting cost. Parcel Beast, Migratory, and then we finally got a mythic. I think this is our first mythic. Nethri Apex of Death, and this is the comic book art. It's black, green, white, 2, 5/5, mutate Death Touch, mutate Death Touch Lifelink, so it's high mutate cost. Whenever the creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. So you bring back creatures that have total power of 10 or less. So, and then this is our Godzilla card, is a Gigan Cyberclaw Terror, and he's been making quite a mess of MTG Arena blue, black, and 4. And companion, your starting deck contains only cards with even converted mana cost. When you enter the battlefield, each player puts the top 4 cards of the library into their graveyard. Put a creature card with an even converted mana cost from among those cards onto the battlefield under your control. So either your creatures or the opponent's creatures, if they have an even creature cost, you can put it into, you can gain control of it. It's our first, and that was Gigan Cyberclaw Terror, but Garuda's the Doom of Depths is the actual card. And then Lord Drakith's in foil. Mutates blue, red, 1, 2, 3. Whenever this creature mutates, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. It's really good for instant decks. All right, let's see here. Got another cat token, gremlin, and a stinger, memory leak, cycling. Do a cycling deck. Neutralize counter target spell, and you can cycle it. Mystic Subdual, flash. Enchanted creatures get -2, -0, and lose all abilities. That's the best part, lose all abilities. And you can flash it. Planes. Ravenous Gigantotherium. Yeah. Classification. So this is enchantment aura. And enters the battlefield tapped. Oh, sorry. It gives creature +20/+20, and it taps the creature. And it's a 2 green and 5. Really nice. The only bad part is if you use this and the opponent has a Swallow Hole where you can exile target creature that's tapped, and you give your creature +1/+1, you are screwed. And you paid 7 mana for it. Mythos Obrokos. And this is foil extended art. Green. If black and blue was spent to cast this, search your library for a card, put that card into the graveyard, then shuffle your library, return up to 2 permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. 4. Volpikite. It's a mutate card. Migratory Greathorn and Everquill Phoenix. So it's extended art 4/4 for 4. Flying mutates, red and 3. Whenever this creature mutates, create a red artifact creature token, Feather, with 1 sacrifice Feather. Return target Phoenix card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Nice. Oh, yeah. And we got another mythic, and this time it's Biolante Plant Beast Form. So this is our Godzilla card, and it's Nethri Apex of Death. So it's basically the same as this card, except it's a Godzilla card. So we got 2 of the same mythic. Mutate that, read all the, and you can tell it's the same because this small little text down here is this name. And all the text is the same, it's just a different art form. And Volpikite foil is our. So that's our Godzilla card. All right. So far, not bad. These are all of our commons. So you only get 4 commons in a pack, which is good. Polywog, Symbiote, and they're all foils. Polywog, Symbiote is a frog. Each creature spell you cast costs 1 colorless less to cast if it has mutate. So each creature spell you cast costs 1. So that even lowers the mutate cost too, because it's a creature spell even though it's mutate. Whenever you cast a creature spell, if it has mutate, draw a card, then discard a card, and it's not legendary, so you can have multiple ones of these out. So I like that card. reconnaissance mission. Whenever creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. Cycling. Planes. Flawless maneuver. This is a commander card. If you control a commander, you may cast this spell without paying its mana cost. Creatures you control gain indestructible. Nice. And it's an instant. This is really good. Okay, so this is our extended art, Gigantha the Wellspring. It's a companion. No cards in your starting deck have more than one of the same mana symbol in its mana cost, meaning not including the color, not including this 4, but these colors. So your spells in your deck can't have more than one of these whites or blues or blacks or reds or greens, and then you can tap this add mana to spend. So you can add off any one of those, but you can't pay this generic for that. It's 5/5. Everquill Phoenix. So now we got a foil Everquill Phoenix, same as this. But you can see the difference. Necropanther, Vulpikeet, and extended art Sea Dasher Octopus. This is a really good rare mutate flash 2/2. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and it's a mutate. And oh yeah, destroy a perfect life form. And this is actually an Everquill Phoenix in Godzilla art. So now we have 3 Everquill Phoenixes in 3 different arts. So now we can play a Phoenix deck. And Migratory Greenhorn.
Babe, you can't leave that.
This is a catbird token. Okay, so Sprite Dragon again. So we got that again. Call the Death Dweller. Sorcery, return 2 target creature cards with total converted mana cost 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Put a death touch counter on each of them. Then put a menace counter on each of them. So for 3 to cast, that's a really good card. And it's only uncommon. Cathri Aspect Warder. So this is a commander card. When it enters the battlefield, put a flying counter on a creature you control. If a creature card in your graveyard has flying, repeat this process for first strike, double strike, death touch, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, you each trample, and vigilance. Then put a +1/+1 counter on Cathri for each counter put on a creature this way. Eerie Ultimatum. Nice. So return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. And that's a really good card. And it's extended art. And then Offsprings Revenge. This is a foil. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile target red, white, or black creature card from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy, except it's 1/1. It gains haste until your next turn. That's a good card. Glowstone Recluse, Cavern Whisperer. All right, and this is our first Planeswalker, Vivian, Monsters Advocate. You may look at the top card of your library. At any time, you may cast creature cards from the top of your library. And then +1, create a 3/3 green beast creature token. Put choice of vigilance, reach, or trample. So first turn, you can do a +1 and protector. And it's 5 to cast, though it's a lot. And then when -2, whenever you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost. Put it onto the battlefield and shuffle your library. That's really good. I like that card. And then this is our Godzilla card, and it's Gigant Cyberclaw Tear in foil. Pretty good. Glowstone Recluse actually is a good mutate card. This one's in foil. Okay. Hopefully we can get another Triome here. Void Beckoner. So this is the This is in foil, but this is the Godzilla, Space Godzilla, Death Corona in its regular art form. Sornus Hellbender, Verge Rangers, Genesis Ultimatum. So this is another Ultimatum extended art card. And this one, and look at the top 5 cards of your library. Yeah, we already have this one, but it was in foil. This one's in extended art. Kogla, the Titan Ape. This guy is pretty good. 7/6, 6 to cast. It fights one target creature you don't control when it comes into play. When it attacks, destroy a target artifact or enchantment. And then 1 green, 1 color, return target human you control to its owner's hand to make him indestructible. And then Cavern Whisperer, Insatiable, Hemophage is a, and then Dirge Bat, extended art, comic book art, 3/3, 2 black, 2 for flying, Flash, Mutate. When it mutates, destroy target creature, planeswalker and opponent controls. This is a good card, I like that. And then our Godzilla card is Primeval Champion in foil. Nice. Glowstone Recluse again in foil. All right, 4 packs left. Let's see, what are we looking for? Probably the other, I'm gonna get that Luca guy, that other Planeswalker. Stormwalk, Caprador. I'll let you read that. Fight as 1. Instant. This is actually a good instant card for 1 white. Target creature, human card gets +1/+1 and gains indestructible. Target non-human gets +1/+1 and gains indestructible. And it's an instant, so. Mountain. Bonder's Ornament. So this is our commander card. Artifact, add for 3, add 1 mana of any color. Each player who controls a permanent named Bonder's Ornament draws a card. If you tap 4 in colors and tap. Mythos of Luna. So that's a sorcery, so this is our extended art. 2 and 2 blue, target token that's create a token that's a copy of target permanent. If red and green was spent to cast a spell, instead create a token that's a copy of that permanent, except that token has, when this permanent enters the battlefield, if it's a creature, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. That's a really good card. So you can copy a Planeswalker with that. Garuda, Doom of the Depths. So this is a foil Garuda. Nice. Boneyard Lurker in the comic book art. Cavern Whisperer in the comic book art. And then, oh yeah, this is Luna Apex of Wishes is a foil, or sorry, a mythic non-foil. And it's 6/6 mutate, flying, trample. Whenever it mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-permanent card. Put that card onto the battlefield into your hand. Or sorry, a non-land permanent, not a non-land permanent. And then our Godzilla card is Doom Inevitable again. This one's not foil, and he's Trample Haste. And then the Necro Panther foil. All right, 3 to go. Kraken, Divine Arrow. These are our commons. Polywog Symbiote, Alert Heatbonder. Our commander card is Artifact, Sanctuary Blade. 2 becomes attached to a creature, choose a color as it becomes attached to a creature. Equip for 3, equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has protection from the last chosen color. That's really good. You get protection from a color. Kogla extended art. Nice. Luminous Broodmoth. Foil extended art. Mythic. That's pretty good, actually. Flying, whenever a creature dies without flying dies, return to the battlefield with flying. Heron, Archipelagor, it's a 7/7 for 7. Mutate whenever creature where X is. Whenever this creature mutates, tap the X target creatures where X is the number of times this creature has mutated. Those creatures don't untap during their control the next untap phase. Yes, we got another Triome. Good, that's what I wanted. And it's black, white, red, Savai, Triome. And that's good. And then Dorat, the Perfect Pet, which is actually a Sprite Dragon. So it has the same text as Sprite Dragon. And then Tridding Harvester is our foil comic book art. So every pack has a Godzilla card, and every pack has a foil comic book art. It seems like it. I'm not sure if that's true. They have multiple comic book art cards. All right, so we got Zenith Flare, Proud Wild Bonder. So that's pretty cool. Trample. Creatures you control with trample have you may have this creature assign its combat damage as though it weren't blocked. It's 4/3, including itself, which is, people don't realize that. It's trample. Calciank the Plague. He's a commander card. Vigilance, haste. Gives +1/+1 for each experience counter you have. Tap him, deals 1 damage to target creature you don't control. When that creature dies this turn, you get an experience counter. Extended art, the Ozolith. Whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on the Ozolith at the beginning of combat on your turn. If the Ozolith has counters on it, you may move all counters from the Ozolith onto target creature. That's really good. Jengath the Wellspring in foil. Cloud Piercer is our comic book art. Huntmaster Liger is our comic book art. And Narset of the Ancient Ways comic book art. That's awesome. And she's a 4 planeswalker. 4 to cast, you gain 2 life. Add blue, red, or white. Spend this mana to cast a non-creature spell. -2, draw a card, then you may discard a card. When you discard a non-land card this way, Narset of the Ancient Ways did damage each card's converted mana cost to target creature or planeswalker. So she can take out another planeswalker. And then -6, you get an emblem with whenever you cast non-creature spells, this emblem deals 2 damage to any target. She's really good. Dorat, the Perfect Pet, and foil is our Godzilla card. And Cavern Whisperer foil is our comic book card. And last pack. Catbird. These are our commons, uncommons. Majestic Auricorn. Vigilance, whenever this creature mutates, you gain 4 life. Planes. Daring Fiendbonder is the commander card. Haste for 4 for 5/1. Attacks each combat if able. Black 1, exile from your graveyard. Put an indestructible counter on target creature. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. So you have to do it before combat? Crystalline Giant, extended art. This is a good card. The beginning 3/3 at the beginning of combat on your turn, choose a kind of counter at random that Crystalline Giant doesn't have on it from flying, first strike, death touch, hexproof, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, vigilance, and +1/+1. Put a counter of that kind on Crystalline Giant. So, you want to get hexproof first. Kogla the Titan Ape in foil. Looks very nice with that crystal. Cloud Piercer, Necropanther, another Triome, nice, Extended Art Triome, and oh, so this is actually the buy a pack promo, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and that's the original art. That's the original Godzilla. Green, red, 3 for 7/3, trample, lethal damage. Delta creatures you control is determined by their power rather than their toughness. That's really good. So basically, he's 5 and he's trample, but he actually comes out as a 7/7 because it takes 7 to kill him. Insatiable Hemophage. Well, that's the end of that. So here's the Godzilla cards. So there's 12 in all. Probably my favorite. Nah. I don't know. Probably my favorite would be this guy, because he's the original Godzilla. He's king of the monsters. Triomes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triomes. 3, 4, 5 triomes. And we got 1, 2 of the Planeswalkers in their comic book art. And we did get a bunch of ultimatums, though. A bunch of them in here. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and talk to you guys later.